Peace, family. I am Chi Vital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits. I am here with you all on part three with the ancestor worship gift or the curse. So, you all think y'all are on your day 7 for everyone who started on Saturday. All right. I'm gonna give you all just a moment to tune in because I know the notification just went out. No heads up here. It's all good. Make sure y'all jump on here. Let me know you're here. Peace. Yo, what up, Della Chatham? What up? What up? I love that blue and red. It's very meaningful. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna wait for y'all to jump on in here. We got our ashe and our white hearts. If you have them, put them up in the chat. I have another tool for y'all. Two, in fact. And I just want to speak to some of y'all experiences and make sure that y'all continue to be motivated and understand how deep this work can be. Okay. So I'm gonna start a little bit with a little bit of story time, family. Here we go. That way, as y'all jump on here, y'all can catch up and don't miss the notes. Okay. So overall, during the week, first and foremost, I want to say good job. Hella good job. Some of y'all decided to jump all the way into the ocean, and I commend you. Not saying that everyone else is not doing what they're supposed to do. I just commend you because everyone who decided to jump in and do that 1008 count, they all have had some kind of feedback that's similar to the distractions, the pain, the discomfort, the fatigue, the weight of it. And all I can say is your ancestors probably went through worse. And for that reason alone, I'm glad to see that y'all pushed through it. Because what we don't realize is that that energy of pushing through, it is literally your body experiencing the burning off of that karma that was experienced through those negative experiences. Okay? Those negative events and pushing through, that is you generating more power. Okay? Getting that power back for the generations to come. So, kudos to y'all and for remembering that life definitely was a bit more difficult. You think? We think back to some of those experiences, right? People had to go through way more for very little. So shouts out to y'all. Another thing is that people don't always get that the experiences of our ancestors is way different. Um, Especially looking at how life is going for our people as a collective. At this point, there's like this continuum, unfortunately, of a lot of that negativity. So I think that you all are doing not just yourselves a favor, but like I said, as a collective, somehow we are connected in these various ways. All right, so for the homework, y'all are now one weekend. Y'all have 2 more weeks to go. For those of you who started on Saturday, each of you who cannot start on that exact date, we already connected, so you know where you at. Don't worry about it. Okay? Don't worry about it. Just stick to your calendar and your activities. What I want to give to you all today is flexible for you, but because you have your second Saturday coming up, for some of y'all, it's your first Saturday, and you're going to be making your offerings to the particular animals that I gave y'all. I want to give y'all the Gayatri mantra. I'm giving y'all the Gayatri mantra associated with the Pitru. Why? Because this now shifts the energy. You're going to continue to lift your ancestors up over the rest of the 14 days, but now you're going to add some sauce to it where they feel celebrated. So first we're addressing the issue, right? We're lifting up people who need to be lifted, gathering the power to clear things out. Now you're going to exalt them by giving them this mantra, which is a praise mantra, and the mantra where you will go in and specify the particular dilemma or obstacle that you are facing due to the negative karmic debt that you've received through your generations. Press 1 in the chat if you understand what I mean by what I said, the use of this Gayatri mantra. Okay? And if you understand the difference. Okay. See, I didn't want to start the lessons with the let's just, honor and yay, let's celebrate and listen. I got this certain situation going on. Can you help me with this? It's not going to work if those ancestors have not received the necessary ashe and you have not made the necessary offerings in order for them to do the work on your behalf. Understand that. And I'm gonna touch on that just for a bit because there were some people who were able to have certain experiences and understandings around their ancestors and some of the things that have been passed on, some of the things that are still being experienced due to their lives and what happened in the past. But they didn't do the offerings, right? We gotta not look for shortcuts in formulas, because if you skip a part here, because we're talking about moving energy, right? If you don't put energy here, what happens later on is that the energy has to come from somewhere else. And what we'll see across the line, right, in spiritual systems where there's some type of gift exchange, is that if you don't do the exchange up front, you do the exchange on the backside. And it's not fair. Forget fairness. It's not spiritually equitable for you to think that if you don't give here, that somehow you're going to be gaining. It just doesn't add up. Press 1 in the chat if you understand that exchange. Like if you're supposed to do the rice balls during this work, it's do the rice balls during this work, not because you don't not because you need to have a material representation of what you're doing. Nah, energy is energy. You don't just do alchemy with air. Like, you're gonna need a material to transmute that energy. And yes, I don't take away from everyone's powerful experiences and ability to tap in. Like, your ancestors are living vibrations through you. Awesome. But some of what trips people up is that they feel so connected that they could just talk to their ancestors and bring forth information and all that they need, but they don't give back to that connection. And so since they don't give back to that connection except for just talking and carrying on with their day, they end up seeing their materials diminish and they wonder why. Like, we look at some of the other systems that absolutely say, okay, we're going to do an ancestor money ritual. We burn money to send it off. We don't go, okay, I pray that my ancestors receive my wealth wishes. Nah, we physically send them the bread through burning it and sending it out into ethers so that it can materialize and show up in our bank accounts, in our mailboxes, in our job offerings, in our sales. Okay? So don't go for the low-hanging fruit, because you end up losing in the long run. Understood? Cool. So here is not to be on no scary stuff, but I mean it's math. It's it's not even in an energy of scarcity either. You know what I'm saying? If you're already experiencing some type of um, delays in regards to your ancestors, don't try to starve them because you think you got the sauce and they're going to do whatever you tell them to do because you said so. Okay? All right. So here we go. The Gayatri. Here we go. With this Gayatri mantra, the only thing that I ask you to do is to do it early in the morning. Make sure you wash up and all of that. And remember that I said to sit on a white cloth, white towel, white asana while doing it. And if you can, wear your fresh white outfit. Okay, the same white outfit that you've been wearing, that's cool, that works. Okay. Before you sit down to do it, my advice is that anything that you need to do in the morning, like have your breakfast, children need to be taken care of, because when you go to hit this joint, you just don't want to be disturbed. You don't want to be disturbed by your hunger. You don't want to be disturbed by I got things to do. You don't want, so like pick a day, pick a morning where you have a little bit of time, okay, where you can really block it out. The other thing is not going to take long, and it doesn't matter how fast or slow you say it. So once you get it down, you can just hit it and you're done. All right? Now, the fun part about this is that you're going to be able to bless the grains of rice on this particular day. So if it were I would organize my Saturday morning, one of these Saturday mornings, to do it, because I can do this portion with the rice grains before I cook it. And then I can do my mantras while I'm cooking and preparing my rice balls. And I can go back to doing the Gayatri mantra while I'm feeding the animals. That just gives my whole offering space like a huge amount of energy. All right. I would like to do everything at one time. If you can't, it doesn't mean that, what you're doing is not going to work. It's just being more strategic with how you do stuff matters. All right. Um, so you only need to do this in one sitting. Okay. It might sound like a lot, but it's 2 japas, so it's 216 times. Okay. This is the one time. It doesn't matter. Like I mentioned, how later on you'll be making your offerings and putting it out there for the animals to eat. It doesn't matter how many times you say it. Okay. And I'll explain to you what that looks like. So the mantra goes Om Pitru GANAAY VIDMAHI JAGAT DHARINI DHEEMAHI TANNO PITRO PRACHODAYAT. Om Pitru GANAAY VIDMAHI JAGAT DHARINI DHEEMAHI TANNO PITRO PRACHODAYAT. Om Pitru GANAAY VIDMAHI JAGAT DHARINI DHEEMAHI TANNO PITRO PRACHODAYAT. Om Pitru GANAAY VIDMAHI JAGAT DHARINI DHEEMAHI TANNO PITRO PRACHODAYAT. Okay? What you'll notice with the after Jagat is Dharini, there's a breath. So that DHA is a breath, an exhalation. Dharini. 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 Okay? I'm sharing that with you so that when you are doing the mantra, you get the benefits of the pranayama built into the mantra. That is just a piece to help you in the future when we get even more advanced. All right? Now, what's this thing about a mudra? Press 1 in the chat if you got the pronunciation and you're good on that before I move into the mudra. Matter of fact, let me go get a little bit of rice so I can show you how to do this. Give me just a second. All right. So, say you have your bowl of water, right? Next to your candle, you got your rice. Everyone can see the rice. Yes? So you're going to have the rice in your left hand. Ta-da. I can't hold this up, but this is going to be in front of me, right? With my candle. And while I am doing this, the mudra, the Tarpana mudra, your ring finger and your thumb finger are going to come together. Okay, you want to see this? Take a picture. Boop. Okay. You're going to use your ring finger and your thumb finger to dig in. Okay. And you're going to drop it in the water. You're going to dig in. And you're going to drop it in the water. Okay. Dig in. Drop it in the water. Dig in. Drop it in the water. Okay. All right. I see got my rice grains are in there. You're doing that 216 times. Now, how is that going to work for you? So, for one, if you, pardon me, I'm just putting this down out of my hand. You can click something or you can write out 216 tallies, okay? What I like to do, I'm not making this kind of like, it can be a little cumbersome at first, but until you know how long it usually takes you to do this, you start like this. So I would have on my paper. Okay, so for example, right? Y'all see this? 4. So I would do it all the way down, okay? Hey, Angome. All right, so I would do enough to have 108. All right, and as you drop your rice, just cross it off like this. Cross it, 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 cross it. Got it? That's what I would do. Just so you have the 216. You only have to count the one time. The rice that you put into the water, which is why I said it'll be great. You can take it and dump it into your water where you're going to be making your rice for the rice balls. Include that rice. Okay, that rice has been blessed by you. The Pitru Gayatri mantra is a spell. Yeah, that's right. It's a spell. It's a spell to go ahead and get your ancestors to work on your behalf. So you know, how you might be having a financial block. You're already doing the 21 days of lifting up the energy of your ancestors. Now you can focus this particular offering to, can you help me and assist in this area of either gaining a good job placement, gaining a raise? Can you help me clear this student loan debt? Can you, that's for wealth, right? You're trying to conceive. Can you help with the safe arrival of a child in our family? Da da da. You see what I'm saying? All right. This mudra is a sign of respect when making an offering. Okay? You're using your most auspicious finger, all right, to place the offering in the water. Do that, okay, for 216 of that Gayatri mantra. Everything else is as it was prescribed. And when you're giving out your rice balls, once you've done that, you'll have it in your head. You can just say it as you're offering it to the animals, to the earth, ants, fish, crows, dogs, cows for some of y'all who have cows in your neighborhood. And that's it. Everybody got that? Any questions? Any questions? The dope part is, once you've done this once during this cycle, that 216 in one sitting, you don't have to do it again until, if you want to refresh it, next year. Okay? So moving forward, if you just feel like, I want to make some offerings to my ancestors, or some, like, I want them to do something for me, this is a tool for you. You can, whatever offerings you're making, you can pick it up from your hand and place it just like that. Okay? Everybody's good? Good to go? Just press 1 in the chat if you're good and you have any questions. All right. All right. And so if you're just now getting here, you can listen to the replay. And don't forget to post your homework. Let me see some outdoor pictures. I love y'all altars. They look beautiful, and y'all candles are looking powerful. And I see that y'all are starting to get those messages and presents from your ancestors. So, hey, don't knock it till you try it. Don't be scary. All right. Peace, love, and bliss. Please enjoy your weekends.